He lied about $1 stock made millions and only served 22 months in jail. Then Hollywood turned his crimes into a blockbuster. This is the story of Jordan Belfort, the man who scammed America and got rich again doing it. And the wildest part, people still cheer for him. Bayside, Queens, 1962. A working-class Jewish neighborhood where dreams were modest and ambition had a ceiling. But one kid, Jordan Belfort, had no interest in ceilings. 1 lemon ice, please. For you, 2 for 1, but only if you tell 3 friends. What are you, 12? 16, and I'm going to be rich. By summer's end, he made 20 paim a grand selling Italian ices. At 16, most teens would have blown it on a Camaro. Jordan, he enrolled in dental school. First day, the dean stood up and said, "If you're here to get rich, you're in the wrong profession." Jordan stood up, nodded, and walked out just like that. Next up, meat. After college, Jordan launched a door-to-door meat and seafood business. Ma'am, flash frozen, hormone-free, and cheaper than your local butcher. It was messy, scrappy, but surprisingly successful. Late deliveries, spoiled meat, mountains of unpaid invoices. Within months, the business went bankrupt. But in the wreckage, Jordan found something that turned out to be his superpower. The product didn't matter. Steaks, surfboards, stocks. You could sell anything. And just like that, the salesman was born. Enter Wall Street. Jordan landed an entry-level job at L.F. Rothschild. It was a legit firm with suits, quotas, and cocaine in the bathroom stalls. This was where he got his first taste of real money, real greed, and real power. But suddenly, October 1987 came. It's Black Monday. Phones stopped ringing. Brokers stare at the crashing ticker. The markets crashed. Jordan was fired. But while others mourned, Jordan saw something else. An opportunity. He discovered penny stocks. Pink sheet garbage no serious broker would touch. Unregulated, illiquid. But here's the magic. 50% commissions. Same pitch, 10 times the reward. So Jordan picked up the phone, called some poor guy in Nebraska. "Hello, Mr. Michael. Listen to me. This company is tiny now." "Yes, but it's sitting on a piece of technology that's going to disrupt the entire home entertainment industry. I'm talking about a ground floor opportunity pre-IPO, completely under Wall Street's radar. The big guys haven't even sniffed this one out yet, but when they do, boom! We're talking a 10 times return minimum. You get in now at $1 a share, and in 6 months, you're not calling me to thank me. You're calling me from your beach house in Maui. So, do you want to be first, or do you want to read about it in Forbes a year from now, saying, 'God, I wish I had listened'?" And just like that, he closed $4,000 with a single call. No rules, no regulators, no breaks, just cold calls and pure adrenaline. Jordan wasn't alone anymore. Enter Danny Porish. A talker, a hustler, and completely unhinged. Together, they built Stratton Oakmont. Sounds prestigious, like it had a 100-year legacy. In reality, it was a boiler room in a strip mall. The recruits weren't analysts. They were bartenders and college dropouts. But Jordan didn't want experience. He wanted hunger. He taught them straight-line persuasion. Push the client until they buy or die. The office took on a rhythm, fast, loud, and addictive. But the schemes evolved. It was called a pump and dump. Step 1. The pump. They bought cheap shares and hyped them to the moon. Investors rushed in, driving the price up. Step 2. The dump. Jordan sells everything at the top, leaving everyone else holding the bag. At Stratton Oakmont, it was just another Tuesday. By the early 90s, the firm had exploded. Jordan had officially become a cult leader in Armani. He preached the same sermon: success is everything. And if you're not winning, you're nothing. The energy was electric. The egos were growing. And so was the money. But under the surface, it was all smoke and mirrors. Because when you can't sell the truth, you sell the dream. And Jordan Belfort had built an empire doing exactly that. But when you make $50 million illegal dollars, you tend to go a little crazy. The office became a zoo. Literally. Drugs use, once a reward, became a necessity. Quaaludes slowed their speech. Cocaine sped them back up. Nothing was sacred. Someone filled the fire extinguisher with tequila. Jordan bought a helicopter, which he crashed in his own backyard. He named his yacht after his wife, Naomi. In June 1996, he insisted they sail into a storm. The yacht was destroyed. Jordan survived, but something inside him didn't. Back in New York, the walls were closing in. He needed to hide the money. Enter the Swiss ant. He laundered millions using briefcases and family members, but the FBI was already watching. Gregory Coleman smelled blood. He traced the wire transfers. The chase was over. But most dangerous of all was Gregory Coleman. Coleman didn't just see red flags. He saw a buffet. He quietly began piecing together a timeline. What Jordan didn't know was that some of his own brokers had flipped. They wore wires, turned over folders, and as the heat rose, more jumped ship. Then came October 1996. Federal agents raided Stratton, Oakmont. Phones were ripped from desks, filing cabinets emptied. Someone tried to flush documents. Another tried to walk out with a briefcase full of shredded contracts. It didn't matter. The FBI had what it needed. But Jordan still wasn't done. While under investigation, he wired $2 million to Switzerland. The transaction was traced. That single transfer became the thread that unraveled everything. The chase was over, and the fall had begun. By late 1998, Belfort was out of moves. The FBI had the recordings. The SEC had the filings. The empire he built on cold calls and false promises had finally collapsed. And now it was his turn. He was facing up to 30 years in federal prison. Wire fraud, securities fraud, money laundering. The charges alone could have buried him. So Jordan did what he always did. He sold. Not stocks, but information. He flipped. He cooperated. He wore a wire. And one by one, the people who once worshipped him were handed over like receipts. Over 30 employees were indicted. Brokers, partners, friends. Some of them had joined Stratton right out of high school. They learned how to sell from Jordan. They followed his playbook. And now they were paying for it. Some served more time than he did. Jordan, he got 22 months in a minimum security facility. No fences, no cells. He played tennis in the mornings. And at night, he wrote. That's where he met Tommy Chong. Write it down, he said. So Jordan did. In 2007, he published The Wolf of Wall Street, a memoir that read more like a victory lap than a confession. The public ate it up. Then Hollywood came calling. Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio turned it into a blockbuster. The same man who lied to investors was now entertaining them. Jordan became a pop culture icon. But the people he scammed? They didn't get movie deals. A teacher who lost her retirement. A family who remortgaged their home. The court ordered Jordan to pay $110 million. To this day, only a fraction has been paid. But Jordan is doing fine. He sells success. He wears the name The Wolf, like a badge of honor. He didn't just escape justice, he sold it. Turned 22 months into a book deal. turned fraud into fame. And maybe the scariest part, we applauded. I was guilty of being greedy, he said. But so is everybody else. Maybe that's why he got away with it. Because deep down, we never wanted him punished. We wanted to be him. Jordan scammed thousands. But the next guy on our list? He scammed the entire planet. Subscribe to find out who.